It started out just trying to figure out how Binda eats that much. Where does it go? How does it fit? Then I don't know what happened.
Black holes and nose.
Yeah.
Yes, all the gnomes' fault the fairies exist.
Except for the part where they send it back to make it not their problem anymore. That's the part of the logic problem that I have problems with. Anyway, sorry.
I
think we broke Zari.
Yeah.
Let's go kill some scorpions.
I don't know how you guys managed to turn my world into like something weird time paradox, but you did.
Just unleash me upon any world you create, and the results will be the same.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure Bazak was the one who got that going in that weird direction.
Maybe I should just take you to Tinkerglint, then you guys can know actually what the technology level is. Anyway.
Listen, Gorm isn't going to know anything about the technology level. It's all space wizardry to him.
No, what would be great about it is I basically based an entire race out of the mind of one of my brothers. That should be fun.
That sounds pretty murder hobo-y. Can we not do that?
Yeah, and he's the funny one, so.
Guard your loot.
Anyway, let's dive back into the story. So, you guys have lined up in front of the Golden Reliant's brilliant golden tent, and you have progressed your way through the line, noticing some of your competition. Some of them look like they probably have been hunting a couple of times. One or two look like they're brand new, like their gear is shiny, and their swords, they're showing off their swords to each other, and you know, they get a couple of glances here and there, just kind of like, you know, they're gonna be the first ones dead. But generally speaking, it's a pretty, if lively, mellow, and a friendly group of people that I've gotten through. But eventually you get to the front table. And you are presented with an interesting figure. You see short, you guess probably be a halfling female. She has long brown hair, kind of tied back a little bit, and she's wearing what looks to be like light leather armor. But she has even sitting down, she has a very long bow, almost about the length of her, sitting propped up against the table, and she's got this log book. And you see she's just been writing in it, and as you approach, you hear her say, "Next." Who is the front man for this? Right, so okay, race.
Curiosity stares at you.
And your party members, name and race. Full name, please. You see the halfling lifts up her head and she looks at the rest of you as you're just kind of standing there. And... Yep. Are you alone? Who else is here?
Name's Harmony Ilfred Silval. I'm a gloamling, as you probably see. And this is my companion, Curiosity Zeta.
Gloamling?
Yep.
See, she writes it down. Curious, we don't see many of your kind around here.
Yeah. Come a long way.
Yeah. Next.
Okay, I step forward and I say, Olaf Broom, human.
You're a human from here or elsewhere?
I come from Trishan.
Oh, well, you've traveled a really long way. You familiar with game here?
Nope.
Well, see if you can talk to some of the hunters. I'm sure at least a couple of them might be willing to give you some tips. Next.
Gorm steps up. Gorm brew. Human.
Is this all in your party? Fairy? Well, she'd be the only one. She gives you a side glance. Alright, I don't see a moonskin here though. Alright, let's share this down. Alright. Are you all familiar with the rules of the hunt?
I'm not.
She frowns at you. Gives you a little bit of a wry look, like, I don't have time for jesters. And looks to and addresses Olaf and kind of ignores you. Alright, well the rules are pretty simple, and you'll get an overview by the guild master before this thing starts. But basically, the hunt doesn't begin until the beginning of Light's Day. After the camel race, that will be your goal. You can hunt as many scorpions as you like, but you have until the end of the next week to get the biggest one. Whoever gets the biggest scorpion wins the contest. You become eligible for membership within the guild, as well as a gold prize. We'll also cook up your scorpion, and you'll be the head guests at the Feast of the Scorpion at the end of the week. Any other scorpions you capture will pay price based on how damaged they are, and doesn't matter. That doesn't matter whether you win or lose. We'll pay for that. Now, there's a few stipulations. This does not give you license to hunt scorpions outside of the festival season. Participating in this event doesn't make you any more likely to be accepted within the guild, either before or after the festival. There is free food provided, but you will need to acquire a temporary tattoo so that our barmaids will know that you are part of the current entourage. If you decide that this isn't something you want to do, you can cancel it before the end of the week. However, when Light's Day comes and you are not, and you decide to quit, you will pay a fine for our time and effort of taking care of you until that time. Is that clear? Is there any other questions? You're welcome. Good hunting. Next.
I will quietly share with the group what I was told. Where to hunt and what to look for. And how not to die to them.
So what exactly were those tips?
Scorpion tail, bad. Getting grabbed by the claws, bad. The females are extra big. And the best place to look for them is cool dark caves under cliffs of hard sand. And hunting them on the dunes is a very bad idea.
Why?
Because they can burrow through the sand, and they can also, they can burrow through the sand. It's also nearly impossible to track them on the dunes, that is.
When did she say the contest starts?
Light's Day at the beginning of the week.
What day is today?
Friday. I think there's one day in between that.
Yes, today is Fate's Day, which would be Friday.
So it's the day after tomorrow?
Yes.
We should probably figure out where to get that temporary tattoo to get the meals.
Yes.
And as you say that, you look over and like 2 tables down, you see someone who's like stamping something onto people's hands as they go by.
We should probably get Winter at some point. How do they know that we actually signed up? This person who's away from the table stamping their hands.
Well, the tables are like in a row. So,
Okay. So you can't get to that table without going through the other table?
no, it's a very, you can say that the line is a very methodical way of getting people through things. It's very much, they've done this before, and so like you really can't get to one thing without going through the initial thing.
Gotcha. So we're just kind of getting funneled in that direction anyway.
Yeah, you're just kind of moving along, and eventually you get up to it, and there's a red bearded dwarf who he just, as you walk up to him, doesn't even really make eye contact and just says, "And?" And Ari, being the first one spoke, you're probably in the front. He takes like a red iron like stamp, and he just like crushes it onto your hand. It hurts a little. It's not exactly gentle, but when he pulls away, there is a black scorpion just kind of tattooed over your hand, and you kind of go to rub it instinctually just because it hurt, and as you do, you notice that the ink doesn't rub off at all. It seems to be almost permanent in its appearance. So you look at your thumb, and there's no ink on your thumb either.
Huh? What? Okay. Out of character. How is this going to work? Link.
The dwarf goes to stamp and then sees that he's instead going to stamp an entire person. Kind of pauses.
I'm looking between him and Ari, like, and thinking, like, what?
He lowers it to where your hand is and says, "Just touch it with your hand."
Okay.
You touch it and pull away, and where on Harry's hand there's a scorpion, your hand is just black. It's just covered in black ink.
Blink.
Happy hunting. Next, he says, almost like he's not really sure what to do.
And Vinda's rubbing at it similarly to how Ari did, and like, how long does this last?
Yeah, when I hold out my hand, I try to angle my hand so that he would put the stamp somewhere where I don't have a hand tattoo marking.
Roll a dexterity, because why not? Okay, you managed to angle it so it misses most of your tattoos, but not all of them.
Thank you, sir.
Next.
Me.
Dwarf takes his large stamp, stabs your hand in it. It stings a little. Next.
Ow.
Gorm walks up, pulls back his wrappings.
Does the same to you. Doesn't even really seem to pay attention to what he's stamping. Just clunk. It also stings a little. Next.
Stick in my hand.
And that same jab. He's not a very gentle dwarf.
Except with the fairy. Because, what?
Next. And then as you finish getting your stamps, you are done with the lines, and you are now kind of turn around and you are faced with the same open picnic table area that Gorm came to. And you see hunters eating and drinking. I don't know if has anyone played Monster Hunter World yet or seen clips from it?
What?
I've seen a little bit.
I've seen clips of monsters getting killed and monsters killing people.
You should watch some of the food eating scenes. They're very interesting and fun. But if you've seen it, the sight you're seeing before you is very similar, where you see a lot of hunters with like massive plates of food just eating and gorging, and almost like a Viking style feast is going on as people are laughing and joking and drinking ale and kind of just enjoying the couple of days they have before the big hunt.
That's pretty over the top. I know. I've seen those. I know what that looks like.
Yeah, you kind of are a little overwhelmed. It seems like there's, whereas you saw the food from the vendors and stuff, which were not, they're decent. They weren't like bad at all. But like you get to, as you move further in, you get to see like another tent that has like just like a kitchen inside of it, and you're seeing what looks to be like large game that has gone through and is being prepared and served to hunters as they're passing through. Some of which do include some scorpion carcasses.
Gorm has never had giant bug before. Gorm will try to sample giant bug. If there's anything that looks like scorpion meat. If there's anything that looks like scorpion meat.
Yeah, maybe we should find out what that tastes like before the big feast at the end. Also, I think I need something non-sugary to settle me down a bit.
Yeah, so those of you that do, you manage to get up and you can acquire some meat dishes of various kinds, but obviously the star of the show are scorpion meat. It's kind of interesting. It's almost like filleted in that it's like a white, thinly cut meat, and those of you that do acquire it, you get like this on your plate, and then there's like a table of like spices and condiments where you kind of get to choose what kind of spices you want to put on it, and then the chefs cook it on like these flat iron coal tables, essentially, that have coals underneath them that are pretty hot. Yeah, kind of like that. It's kind of like Who Hot or any other restaurant where they cook the food in front of you. So you kind of get to choose what you want and then how you want it, and then they make it for you. So you all are free to experiment and get your meals together, and then you can easily find a nice picnic table area to eat with. And most of them are under sort of covering tents where you can stay out of the sun, as it is getting to be about 2 or 3 o'clock in the day now. Yeah, and to Vinda, I will say, to Vinda and Airy, scorpion meat is not super out there for you guys. It's almost would be akin to buffalo meat. You maybe not have tried it, but it's not super weird to you guys. Or maybe you have tried it, but
Yeah. Once they're that big, I'm imagining it is not too much different than crab or lobster, right?
yeah,
Yeah,
pretty
you
similar.
can deal with getting rid of any nasty bits, and then the rest is meat. That's at least the logic I'm going with.
Well, the question is, what should we do in the meantime? Yep.
Well, what about the Laura?
Yeah, have they made the announcement or whatever? Have they explained what happened at all, or even that it happened? Publicly. Does anyone know that the old mayor is dead? Yeah, I wish there was something more we could do about Laura, but I don't see anything.
The other thing is strategy. When we're out on the hunt, what's our plan? As we see it, there are two main options. One, save our energy to try and take down one of these bigger queen type ones to potentially win the prize, or go after smaller ones and sell a profit and sell them to the guild to get profit.
Well, there are a lot of us, so maybe going after a queen wouldn't be such a bad idea.
How long did you say the hunt is? Well, maybe we could start with some of the smaller ones to hone our strategies. Then later in the week, go after try and hunt down one of the queens.
Couldn't hurt. But I would say that if we can pick off any stragglers while we scout for a queen, that might be a good way to go about it.
Yeah. Yeah, that way we're getting a lay of the land for the big one, and gaining some practice hunting strategies and stuff.
I was thinking of heading out tomorrow myself, start looking to see what areas I can find. Figure out the best places to start looking.
That's allowed as long as you're not actively hunting them? Just scouting?
Well, yes, it's not. Why would they stop anyone from wandering the wilds?
Can I come?
If you can keep up and keep quiet enough. A hunt is not comfortable living.
In the words of the Lone Wadi, I shall endeavor to persevere.
The what?
Either way, after I will, if anyone does not wish to go tomorrow, I will return to meet with you and share whatever I have found before we head out. And I'd recommend that you all buy rations, especially nothing that needs to be cooked.
Yeah, well, we will have a leg up in the fact that we don't have to carry water with us. Looks like curiosity.
And no one has anything more to say. Gorm eats until he can't eat anymore and then goes back to the inn. And tells Olaf that he's going to be up and leaving really early tomorrow before the sun rises.
Trying to figure out whether Vinda would want to come along or not. She could turn into a bird and help scout that way, but are there other things more interesting to do elsewhere?
Also, hunting and searching for animals in the wild is an activity that is best done by quiet people who do not glow.
And I said she could turn into a bird.
This is true.
And she doesn't always glow anyway. Unlike some people. But the festival's still going on, right? They're in that time period.
Oh yeah, the festival will be going on the entire time.
So,
Yeah, it'll be going on even after the hunt is technically ended, because then there's the feast.
yeah, I think festival. Mr. Fairy likes the idea of the festival. It's time enough to explore the desert while they're hunting.
All right. As Gorm heads back to the tavern, is there anything else you guys would like to do at the festival, or anything else before we move on to the next thing?
I would probably try and chat with some of the other hunters to see if you can find out any more information on, like, queens, or where to find them, or, like, if they're deep in caves, how to get them out.
Okay. Go ahead and roll a communication investigation for me.
Oh, fun.
Oh boy.
Please
Oh,
let an
and-
intelligence roll, everybody. Ooh, great roll. That.
Yeah, you don't really learn much more than what Gorm was able to ascertain. In fact, you kind of actually learn less as you run into the people who are a little bit more close-mouthed about what they know.
What about that thing about the damage you do to them? How do we avoid damaging them? And what parts and stuff?
Do you want to try asking around?
Nobody can be less persuasive than me.
They might just tell you to get you to go away.
I have a question.
Huh?
Is this scorpion hunting contest a recurrent event?
You know that it's an annual thing that happens every year.
Okay. Is there a library or an archive in this town?
The only thing that you encounter that's close to that is at the mayor's office in the assistant mayor's office, technically.
Can I go there and inquire about chronicles of this event in the past?
Sure.
Okay, I want to do that.
What are specifically you're looking for?
I was asking about how to avoid damaging them so that they're worth more.
Okay.
Stuff like that.
You get a sort of similar caginess. You do learn that, like, the outer chitin is pretty hard. And really what you have to do is kind of like try and get between that as best you can. But that's really all you are able to figure out.
So, like, not which parts to avoid damaging or whatever.
Right. Yeah, you don't. Surprisingly, people aren't too keen on letting you know what the more valuable parts are.
You could probably maybe figure that out by looking at what parts they were actually eating. You know.
And is the however you pronounce it, kitten, whatever, chitin, is that valuable in itself?
I would say with that roll, you're not sure.
I do believe, though, it was mentioned at some point somewhere else that the chitin can be used to make armor.
What has been mentioned to you is that they use the chitin to make bowls for the soup. So maybe in that way it does? Anyone else doing anything?
Yeah, curiosity wants to see as well. He's curious to see what it is.
Ha ha ha. Harmony?
Yeah, I'll take a look.
Okay. So as you guys make your way
Yeah,
back...
what are you guys doing? Where are you going? Results? Results of what? Oh. Okay. How did you do? Okay, well, how do you think you did? Well, okay, let's go. Whee! Oh, which direction?
As you make your way back through the festival, going through the familiar sights, moving through the games, moving through different vendors, and eventually you find your way back to the Battle of the Bards, where it does seem that it's wrapping up. And you catch it just in time to hear the green-dressed woman. And now we will be revealing our top winner of today's Battle of the Bards. And the winner of the Battle of the Bards for Faith's Day and the secret hidden prize is... She opens up what looks to be like some kind of envelope and reads it. Faith's Day spell. Is he here?
Wee-hoo! Yay!
Please come, step on up. Congratulations, Faith's Day spell. You have earned the hidden prize provided to us by mages all the way from Quester. And she produces a small wooden box, no bigger than your hand. And she shows it off to the crowd who are oohing and awing, as it's quite an ornate little box. Little symbols on it, little animals that you're familiar with, just as animals from Quintus. And she unlatches slowly the little latch in the front, and she opens the box up to reveal a small item. It's a tiny little polyhedral object, and you can see that the way it's positioned in the velvet, it's got several little tiny sides to it, but it is positioned where the number 20 is faced up, so that everyone can see. And she turns to you and says, "Congratulations, Arethus, on winning the Gygax's polyhedral object of mystery."
I know this reference. I know everything. The cheese is real.
What?
The cake may not be real, but the cheese is.
As you take your moment, she slowly closes the box and relatches it and hands it to you with both hands and says, "Congratulations once again on your expert storytelling." And she begins clapping and encourages the crowd to do the same, hoodoo and cheer you on. And with that, you are now the possessor of Gygax's polyhedral object of mystery. What it does, no one knows. But you now possess it.
Oh, I wonder what it does.
Yeah, what is he going? Object of mystery? What? Would there be any thing that I could get from arcane lore by any chance in expecting this thing?
Hey, yeah, go ahead and roll. Looking it over, it's kind of plain and ordinary. It looks like it's probably made of wood, as it has that brownish color. But you're looking at it, and with your eyes tuned to magical essences, you do see that this small little object is magical, and it seems to be, despite appearances, pretty powerful.
It's got some powerful magic on it, though. I take it I can't tell what it does with that magic. Nope. I can't tell what it does, but it's something powerful. I wonder what.
It activates when you roll it. bet you're feeling a really strong urge to roll.
I may at least try to touch it. Droop. Sand fairy.
So, with that in your possession, we will end the night here unless there's something else other people want to do.
The perfect cliffhanger. Roll the dice.
Alright, with you all in walking with your new strange toy towards the tavern, we'll end the night.